Do you ever feel like you're chasing your goals and they're just too elusive? And yet, when you look at other people, they seem to stack up success after success, win after win, small wins on top of big wins. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something much more powerful than goals: systems. For many entrepreneurs, they are solely goal orientated and they miss a crucial element that can lead to predictable, consistent growth. Goals are an important part of your life, they're an important part of your business. They are the destination you're trying to reach. They provide you with a sense of purpose and a sense of direction. So, goals are actually quite important, but they're just a part of what you need in order to grow your business or grow in life. The challenge with goals is that they are insufficient on their own. Many times, your goals are not aligned with what you actually need or what you actually want to achieve. For example, if your goal or if your desire is to have more money means having more money in your pocket so you can spend more money. But then you set a goal to say, I want to double my revenue. Doubling your revenue, if not managed properly, can actually lead to decreased profits. And decreased profits means less money in your pocket. So that goal leads to an outcome that you actually weren't looking for. So they're not sufficient in and of themselves. Secondly, goals require a lot of effort, bursts of energy for you to chase after those goals to achieve them. And they require you to spend a lot of resources in terms of your emotional, mental, and psychological energy to chase after these goals. This leads to burnout if you are not achieving your goals, frustration, plateauing, and this yo-yo effect of having results that are not consistent. If goals are the destination, systems are the car that takes you to their destination. They are the how you actually achieve your goals. If you want to lose weight, your system or the actions you need to take are working out and eating the right food. So your system of working out every week and eating the right foods every day becomes the vehicle that takes you to your end destination of losing weight. So the power of systems is that they don't rely on a lot of energy, a lot of effort. Even on your off days, all you need to focus on is getting those tasks done. So, what is a system? A system is how you organize your activities in order to reach your goal. Every goal has a specific set of actions you need to take in order to reach that goal. The specific set of actions or the steps you need to take are going to be determined by what that goal is, the market you're operating in or the environment, your specific circumstances, what resources do you have, what skills do you possess, what's your personal psychological makeup. These are the elements that will influence the specific steps you need to take to achieve your goal. The failure to reach a goal comes down to one of three things. Either you don't know what to do, or you're taking actions that are sabotaging your goal, or you're not doing what you're supposed to do. A system helps you align all the things that you need to do so you can achieve a goal. A system helps you to understand what you need to do, when you need to do it, and how often you need to do it in order to reach your goal. Let's look at the elements that make up a system. A system is made up of processes, workflows, and tasks. Remember, we're organizing our work or our activities towards our goal. If you look at your business, it's a collection of processes: a marketing process, a sales process, an onboarding process, a customer service process, a delivery process to deliver your product or your service. And together, these processes will work together to create a system. Your marketing process feeds into your sales process, which feeds into your onboarding process. Your customer service process can feed back to your marketing process, it can feed back to your sales process, or it can feed onto your delivery process. How these processes work together creates that system. Under each process, you will have specific activities that you need to do or specific workflows. In your marketing process, you'll have activities or workflows such as content generation, workflows. You need to generate content to post on social media. You may have activities of engaging on social media. On your sales process, you may have lead generation activities. Following on from your marketing process, your sales process will then take the engagement on social media and create leads out of that. Once you have a lead generation process, you'll have a follow-up process. How you follow up on those leads and how you try to close those leads into customers. And your sales process feeds onto the onboarding process where you onboard your clients. And once your clients are onboarded, that feeds into your customer service process. So you have simple systems and complex systems. If we look at biological systems, they tend to be much more complex because they'll have systems that are subsystems that feed into the main system. And under these subsystems, you'll have different processes, different activities that are happening. So let's look at two examples of a simple system and a more complex system. Your goal under a simple system is to lose weight. You're excited, you're motivated, you want to lose 10 kilograms in 30 days. What's your system going to be? Your system is going to have two processes, a workout plan and a meal plan. Your workout plan could be a weekly workout plan, and your meal plan could be a weekly meal plan. Those are the processes you have. What are the activities you're going to do? Well, in your workout plan, you'll have activities such as running, working out, stretching, which days you're going to do this, and you're going to set it up such that you don't work out and overextend yourself, or you're doing enough to make sure that you actually lose the weight. How you decide on that is going to be based on your physical ability. It's going to be based on your resources. Do you have access to a gym, workout equipment, a track or a road to run on, and things like that? Your meal plan will also depend on what you can afford to purchase, what's available to you in the market. And you put that together, you'll have a meal plan and you'll have a system for that. In your meal plan, you also need to have space for cheat days to make sure that you don't sabotage yourself. So you can still cheat or eat foods that you're not supposed to eat in a way that does not take you away from your goal. Starving yourself and not eating could also sabotage you because you will then relapse. You need the energy. Or if you starve yourself, you're not going to be able to have the energy to work out. So together you see how this creates a system. A workout is not just a workout on its own. It fits into what you did the day before and what you need to do the day after that. A meal plan isn't just one meal. It's the energy you need to go work out, but making sure you're not eating too much, right? Making sure that you can feed that part of you that needs to eat whatever it is, your chocolates, your sweets, and you have a specific day for that. Together, that creates a system, a simple system. Now let's move to a more complex system. Let's look at a big goal of doubling your revenue in 2 years. So remember, we talked about goals sometimes not being sufficient. If we look at that goal, you say what you actually want is to have more money in your pocket. So we clarify that goal and say you want to double your revenue in 12 months and you want to increase profits by 60%. So now your system has become a little bit more complex. Why? You now need to make sure that you have a budgeting process and a forecast process for you to say, what do I need to invest? How, in ads revenue, in content generation, in marketing activities? Do I need to hire people to do the sales part of it and onboarding? And how much is that going to be? So managing your costs to make sure that your profits are secured. You can still get your profits after doubling your revenue. So now you have a budgeting process that will dictate what you're able to do in your marketing process and what you're able to do in your sales process. The activities you generate in your marketing process, let's say you're able to determine that if you generate 1,000 pieces of content each month, that will lead to engagement of 1,000 comments, and those comments will lead to 10 leads, right? And now you convert those 10 leads through your sales process. And now you need to make sure that when you set up this system, the system includes your financial process or your budgeting process, your marketing process, your sales process, and onboarding process. You need to make sure now that you get a feedback loop. Every time you make a decision and you take action, what is the cost associated? You reconcile those costs, you compare the costs to your budget to make sure you're on target to reach your goal. Are you generating enough leads to create enough sales, to create enough revenue? Are you collecting on that revenue? That becomes a much more complex system, and having clarity on what that system is going to be important. So how do we go about setting up a system? So how do you go from a part-time winner to a full-time winner? How do you go from yo-yo inconsistent results to predictable, consistent growth in your business? The important thing is to understand that you need to align goals and systems. For goal-oriented people, we don't really think about systems, so you want to create a system of goals. How do we do that? Step number one, you need to be absolutely clear on what you want. What is your desire? Number two, design the system. How do you design a system as a goal-oriented person? Well, you can create a system of goals. You have the overarching goal. Underneath that, you have sub-goals. And underneath that, you have smaller goals. And underneath that, you have small wins. They feed into each other. Win after win after win. That map will match exactly the system map. A sub-goal is married to a process. A smaller goal is married to an activity or a workflow. And a small win is married to a task. So how does this work? The goal, double our revenue and increase profits by 50%. What's a sub-goal? Increasing revenue by 10% every month. It's a systemic goal that you have to achieve every single month, and you focus on that. What's a smaller goal? A smaller goal could be send follow-up emails every week. If you send 100 follow-up emails every week, that's going to feed into your sub-goal of increasing revenue by 10%. Small wins would be sending out emails every day. I sent 10 emails today. You need to have sub-goals for your marketing activities, sub-goals for your sales activities. Then you have smaller goals in your marketing activities and smaller goals in your sales activities. Then you have small wins that you need to do every week and every day towards these smaller goals, towards these sub-goals. And they feed into each other as a system of goals, a system for continued predictable success. And you see how this stacks up, winning after winning, almost too much winning. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found value in it. If you did, please like and subscribe so other entrepreneurs and business owners just like you can find this content. I'll see you guys on the next one.